Welcome into the Zach Jones podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. It's been a while. It's been a long time. I think last time you all heard us, it was about a year or so ago since we've done it.
Maybe longer.
Maybe longer. And if you guys probably remember this voice, this is my dad right here with us, on the first official episode of the new podcast. Last time it was the Kids Zach podcast, right? Now it's the Zach Jones podcast. So things have changed just a little bit, right? I think that's fair to say, but in a good way. And I know we're picking it up towards the end of NFL season, college football, and what have you. But I mean, now's the greatest time as ever. And we got some great topics for you all today, man. So just come on in, sit back, relax, and have a great time. Dad, how you feeling?
Feeling great. What about you?
I'm feeling amazing. We finally got this thing going. We got the lights, we got the desk, we got everything going on right here. So we're gonna have a good time. Come on in. It's gonna be a great time. Some of the topics we're gonna discuss today will be such as: are the Baltimore Ravens the favorite to win the championship after their huge win against the 49ers? The Chiefs, they lose to the Raiders. They looked really bad. One just a loss. Are they done? What is up with my Eagles? Let's talk about that. There's so much we can talk about there. Who was the MVP of the season? We're going to end something with a question. I think me and Dad are probably going to butt heads on. We've already a time or two before, but that's okay.
I mean,
we'll get to it. All right, let's start things off with those Baltimore Ravens. On Monday night, what a huge victory they had over the San Francisco 49ers. They won 33-19 and moved to 12-3 on the season at this point. Let's check out some of those stats from that matchup. Lamar Jackson, 25 of 35, 252 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 7 carries for 45 yards. And let's look at some of the stats for the 49ers. Jesus. Well, first off, let's just give credit where it's due to the Ravens. They had 5 interceptions on the night.
Should have been 7.
Should have been about 7 interceptions. And let's talk about at the time, the MVP frontrunner, Brock Purdy. He went 255 yards, 18 for 32, 4 interceptions, so a rough night. But Dad, I need your takeaways from that game, because going into that game, every analyst on TV, Niners this, Niners that, which rightfully so, they'd earned it. They beat so many good teams. But the Ravens, they had just the same record as well. But wouldn't get that same respect. What's going on? Is Baltimore the favorite to win the Super Bowl now?
I guess since you they came in and what they call bully the bully, because you have to give the 49ers credit. They was dominant. They was punching people in the face and wasn't leaving no stone unturned. And they was the most dominant team. So I understand the analysts when they said they should have won the football game. So with the Baltimore Ravens coming in there and dominating that game the way they did on their home field, I think you have to give them the nod right now. But it could change. I think basically what it did is flexed it back to where there's no clear-cut favorite. Right. They are the favorites right now, or they could go and lose to Miami, and then what are people going to say? So as of right now, it's up to date. Week 15 or week 16?
Week 16.
Week 16. They are the favorites right now.
They are the favorites as of right now, but I was extremely impressed. But you know what? After doing some looking at the Ravens' schedule, like some of these victories that they've had on the season so far, they beat the Lions 38-6, right?
Impressive.
They beat the Seahawks. So at one point we thought they went through a rough stretch. Good team, beat them 37-3. What else do I have right here? They also went on. They beat the Browns early in the season. I think they still had Deshaun Watson at the time. 28-3. That's a division rival, and it was one of them things where I think people weren't giving them credit because it didn't look like it did with the Niners.
It didn't look dominant.
It didn't look dominant.
And you have respect for them, but it didn't look dominant. And I think that's the reason people was so into the 49ers, because they beat the Cowboys. Of course, once you beat the Cowboys, you beat them at home. So that's really, but when you go into Philadelphia and just brutalize the Eagles the way they did, you kind of take this feeling like this is the most dominant team in the NFL. Yeah. There are some people saying this is the most dominant offense in the NFL since back when
greatest show and all that. Yeah, so that's my thing. Ravens went in there, they Debo'd them, right? In Monday night prime time, we're talking Levi Stadium, right? And all the lights are the brightest. It's Christmas Day. Hope y'all had a great Christmas. But they went in there and took care of business when they were the underdog. And I get it, because everybody talks about, well, they say these future Hall of Famers, right? And George Kittle, amazing, right? Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk is extremely underrated. My goodness. Christian McCaffrey, probably the greatest trade ever, opposed to with the A.J. Brown trade as well. And you look at Trent Williams, and his defense and everything just looks so good. And then it's like, it came
Everything was so perfect. I mean,
it was
executed
perfect.
the offensive play, and the offensive guard moved just enough, and the tackle moved just enough for the running back to get right through it. Every play worked to perfection. That's the way it looked. And it like, I'm thinking to myself, this can't be this perfect.
Yeah, they really are. They don't make a lot of mistakes. The disciplined football team, and so it was shocking to see them get beat like this. And when I named all them people like that, like I just named all McCaffrey and Debo and George Kittle, Ayuk, they still only go as far as Brock Purdy goes, right?
Amen.
See, because none of them was a factor in this game. I think Kittle had like 100 yards, but none of it meant nothing because they kept turning the ball over. So the Raiders are the favorite.
They are the favorites. I think they are. Because what they did against the 49ers going in there, and like they said, went in there, as Chris Broussard said, went in there and keep their feet up on their couch.
They did.
When they did that, they are the favorites.
They did that. I mean, and listen, fair is fair because they've done that to other people. Like they did that to us.
Yeah.
Came to Philly, they wore all black, and then I know they were at home with the Cowboys. They did it to them. So there ain't no shame in it. Like y'all just exactly. Now everybody wants to say you're gonna respond. That's important. But I want to go ahead right now before we move to the next topic. Get the flowers to Baltimore. They look like that team.
They look like the team.
They look like that team this year. I can't keep thinking is that several teams had the opportunity to talk to him, to Lamar Jackson, obviously, and like, nah, we good.
He looked different. He looked like, and we'll go to this topic. He's not putting up gaudy numbers, but he look like the dude that you just don't bet against him. He don't bet against player. He really look like a different player now.
There's a record. He's like 19-1 against NFC teams.
I don't know who the team he lost to.
I don't either. I
they brought it up,
we'll look at it in a second here.
I'm like, I don't know who the team he beat him, but he's been dominant against the NFC, right?
He's been dominant. You look what he did Sunday Night Football against the Jaguars. I mean, it's just like they didn't even deserve to be on the same team with them. And this is despite the safety that they got with the referee was in the way.
I mean, because you could sit back and say that if that referee went away, they was not going to catch Lamar Jackson.
No, they won't catch Lamar Jackson.
He may have not got the safety, but they wasn't going to catch him.
You got two great pass rushers. It was Chase Young chasing down Nick Bosa, and they still wasn't. He runs like it's just gliding, right? Yeah. But right now, Baltimore's favorite. What you gonna say?
But no, like I said, he don't actually run that much.
No, he don't run that much no more. He's really sitting in the pocket. We want him to run now.
Pocket pass.
Yeah, so it's like
he's a pocket pass.
He is a pocket pass, but amazing job by the Ravens, and I cannot wait to see the rest of this postseason plays out. I mean, the rest of the regular season and the postseason. I think the Ravens beat the Dolphins, but that's another topic for another day. All right, let's go. The defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, who don't quite even look like a playoff team right now. They're unrecognizable. And here's why. They took on the Oakland Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, I keep doing that myself. Yeah. I don't care. They can go to Las Vegas if they want to, but I'm still going to call them the Oakland Raiders.
It's just natural, right? Same with the Chargers and San Diego.
Yeah.
But they took on the Raiders, and they would lose 20-14 in the division battle. Now the Chiefs fall to 9-6 on the season. Some of those stats from that game. Patrick Mahomes, 27 of 44, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He had 10 carries for 53 yards on the day. From a receiving standpoint, no receiver over 100 yards. Travis Kelce, 5 for 44 on the day, 5 receptions, 44 yards. Several drops. A lot of confusion. And for the Raiders, you give credit where it's due. Their offense didn't really go crazy. You look at Aiden O'Connell. They didn't do nothing. It was the defense getting all the stops.
Yeah, the defense provided the offense. Their offense did nothing. It was they straight up. The offense did do something. They didn't. Did they turn the ball over? Did the offense turn the ball over any?
I don't remember them turning the ball. I
so
don't
they
see
didn't turn the
anything
ball
hitting
over
either where they
before,
turned the ball over. But and no Josh Jacobs, he was dealing with a quad and the illness. So Zamir White stepped in, 22 carries, 145 yards.
And most of those on that long run to kill it to rip the game
Yeah,
up.
yeah. So Raiders moved to 7-8, and Chiefs moved to 9-6, which also means they're no longer in contention to get the number 1 seed in the AFC anymore. So they're gonna have to hit the road. It's gonna be new. So my question is, are the Chiefs broken? Like, is this what are we seeing here? Like,
I think for 2024 they are. I think this is who they are. They haven't not. This how they looked all year. I mean, they may have looked a little better, but they haven't looked like they busted out and they haven't looked like last year.
Yeah,
last year they were solid last year.
They were.
They haven't even looked nothing like last year. And the player Travis Kelce look like he's overweight. And people want to say it's the thing with the Taylor. I honestly don't think it's there. I just think the man been dominant so long. It's time for him to fall off. Yeah. And Pat Mahomes, he's as Nick Wright keep putting him on that mountain. He's not that dude no more. Not for 20. You give him props for who he is. You always say they got Pat Mahomes.
Right.
But at the same time, nobody's scared of the football team no more. They're not.
Not at all. And if you look at it last year, a lot of people were saying, I said they can't get to a championship because it was like everybody was so young, Tyreek Hill, they living like, what is going to be like Mahomes out and they won one. And that issue was like, oh man, these receivers, they got another year under their belt and whatnot. And it looks like it almost got worse to the point we know the situation with Kadarius Toney. When he gets the ball and he can catch it, he can be good. But other times, it's the little things like lining up all sides. You look at that game, they had about 3 or 4 times they couldn't even get the right play call and had to call timeouts. And then they, even with all that, they were still trying to try some of their magic, trying to prove
they need to stop
we're still the Chiefs. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like Pacheco lining up and then handing it. Whoa. How about we just do a simple drop back, 3, 4, 5 steps, or hand the ball off? It's the little, you got to get back to the detail.
Got to get to the detail. And the thing about it, Juju Smith-Schuster is a pro.
Yeah.
He's not a great player. He's a good NFL player. And they missed the guy because you can count on him to catch the football. You can count on him to line up right. You can count on him to run the plays. Now, is he going to be an outstanding player? No. But they don't need that right now. They need a good football player right there. And they're missing those guys.
A lot of this defense has been amazing, but at the same time, if we say defensively, you can get stops all day until you can't. And offensively, it's like they pressing. And Mahomes even looks like he's pressing.
Yeah, and the tackles are not holding up like we thought they were going to do. And
Trey Phillips has been good.
Yeah, Trey Phillips he's been holding up his own. But the tackles, the left and the right tackles are not really doing the job. I don't know, is that just a microcosm of the whole season? The thing just is not clicking?
Yeah.
Or what it is, but this team is broken. They are who we thought they were.
Yeah, it's been a drop off. Let's start with Travis Kelce. Started off the season with the injury, came back and played and ball that. Yeah, he dated Taylor Swift, that's his personal life, whatever it is the case. But can't say that he wasn't gonna have the same season again anyway, because he's been high for so long. It is like, oh my goodness. But now it's the details this Chiefs team is missing. And I don't know them not having Eric Bieniemy, who went to the Washington Commanders, and Matt Nagy in there, Andy Reid. Like, it's time to make it simple again. It's time to figure out how to tell the referee I'm on or I'm off when I come to the line of scrimmage.
Simple thing. Yeah, start trying to be so fancy. Yeah. Just go simple. Make it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do. Make it simple, stupid. I think the Michael Carter, I think it's a combination of, like you said, I think they do miss him.
Yeah. I
think all this thing come together when you don't have a dependent receiver, and little things are just going to the wayside now. Which you're just not the same team.
You're not.
You don't put the same fruit of the other teams no more.
You're not at all. I mean, they look very beatable at this point.
Extremely.
The next matchup they take on, they're already in the playoffs. They're going to take the division. But they play the Bengals next. Remember, no Joe Burrow, possibly no Jamar Chase with the shoulder injury. Yeah. But Jake Brown and 4 of the Bengals been playing well. T. Higgins is healthy. Joe Mixon is still on it, so that's not a give me game, right? So the Chiefs do not look the same this year. There's so much more work left to be done. A lot of people say Super Bowl hangover, which they one of them teams. They could be bad this year, but next year they probably get it back together. Who knows?
They ain't never been this bad.
They ain't never been this bad since Mahomes took over.
But they usually, even with the Super Bowl, when they have won a Super Bowl the next year, they still was a good football team.
Yeah,
they may have went through some stretches where they were struggling, but they still came out and became that great explosive football. This year, there's no explosive nowhere. The explosive on the defensive side.
Yeah, defense has really stepped up. It really has. All right, moving into from one team to another team that's coming off a Super Bowl as well, played the Chiefs. Doesn't quite look like themselves. Let's go to my Philadelphia Eagles. Initially the question was up with the Eagles, and I'll tell you why. It's like, oh, Zach, 11-4. They are 11-4. On Christmas Day, we defeated the New York Giants 33-25, barely. Hurts 24 for 38, 301 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Rushing stats from him were 8 rushes, 8 carries, 34 yards, push, touchdown, whatever. DeAndre Swift 20 carries, 92 yards. But here's the thing: we still almost lost that game on the final drive. Or at least got it tied up against. Initially, 2 backup quarterbacks. Tom DeVito started. He got benched. Then Tyrod Taylor came in. So that's just second and third string quarterbacks, and we still almost got beat within the final seconds.
Yeah, they got that touchdown. They was going to go for 2 points.
Yeah, and I don't blame them. What's up with the Eagles? Because we were on a 3-game losing streak until we just won the other day here. But it still didn't look right. And we sitting at 11-4 with a possible chance to still win this division. But what is up? Why doesn't it look right with us?
I think a couple things is when you lose coaches, that matters.
Oh, yeah.
That does matter.
Shane Steichen is gone. Jonathan Gannon went to the Cardinals. He's head coach over there. Shane Steichen is the head coach of the Colts.
That do matters. And then also, Jalen, he's been hurt with his knee. He ain't gonna look the same. And for some reason, we was talking about earlier about Lamar. They don't run him enough. Well, they don't run him enough now this year.
Yeah. But
Jalen, they line him up and with nobody in the backfield, and like he's just a statue pocket pass, which he improved the way he's a pocket passer, but use the other things.
Right.
They don't have no motion. It's kind of like if you go on and looking at TV, it's the same stuff. It's nobody in the backfield, and it's 3 out. And then you might have a running back, and he'll flex out. It looks the same, and basically you're coming up the same way for the results. I mean, people they see the offense, they're like, oh, they're gonna do this. You go 1-on-1, beat your man. That's pretty much what it looks like. It's in the play calling. And Jalen, he have turned the ball over a lot this year, even though the pick 6 wasn't his fault. The guy did fall down. Yeah. So, but they're not using the weapon that he is as a runner. Don't run him all the time. Right. Make him a threat and stop putting him back in the backfield by himself. Like, this is an easy way to not to get him hurt, but this is an easy way to diagnose the defense.
Predictable.
Yeah. So that's my take on them in terms of one of the things is the offense, the defense.
Yeah. I'll dive into that too. I'm gonna let you get
yours
first.
I don't know. I mean, on the back end, you struggle, but on the front end, you ain't doing much better. I'm not really ready with the stats, but one thing I do know, they said that for 3rd down, they're last in the league.
Like in the bottom half,
pressure to the quarterback for getting sacked. Last in the league. So that means these 2 guys that you got from Georgia.
It was Jordan.
They really not coming through. Maybe later on down the line they may give you that pressure, but they're not coming through when they need to. When you got to get the team, got to get the 3rd down, get the team off the field. They're not coming through. Not only them, but the other guys, the veterans. So that's one of the problems on the defensive side. So
now I'm going to give my take on this. I've been dealing with this all year long with these Eagles. From game 1 to now. I remember game 1 was against the Patriots. It looked a little off, but it was raining, whatever. We figured out a way. And first of all, we hadn't got A.J. Brown involved. Let's start with the defense. Like you said, we got all these Georgia players. I'm a Georgia fan as well as the Eagles fan. So they was calling us the Philly Bulldogs. I'm talking about we got Jordan Davis. We got Jalen Carter, right? N'Kobe Dean, Nolan Smith. Like all these guys from Georgia. Oh, don't forget, we still got Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham.
Swift. You running back?
No, I'm on defense right now.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm on defense right now. I'm on defense. Josh Sweat, you know, all these guys that we have, and we can't stop nothing.
It's a problem.
We can't stop anything. Like, it's almost to the point is that me and you told them what we're going to run, and we line up and we can do it.
They made a coaching change with Matt Patricia, who was with the Eagles, not the Eagles, but with the Patriots.
Yes.
That's one of their championships. And it still hasn't led them to come up
It
with a
hasn't
defensive
led
unit.
anything. But I'm not done. Right? So then our secondary, it's not looking good. We got the greatest GM, I think, in the league, Harry Roseman. He's aggressive. He's always on top of things. He goes and get Kevin Byard, all pro from Tennessee Titans. Pretty good player, right? To fix the secondary with Blankenship and these guys back there. And he's been okay so far. But he hasn't been the one that just came in and been a staple. We talk about Darius Slay. Don't get me started on my corners. I love Darius Slay. I really do, right? But he's not the guy that he once was, we say in Detroit, right? And it's too much pressure to put this whole defense on these corners anyway. In the other corner, oh my God, James Bradberry. Let me tell you something. I've been dealing with Bradberry since last year. He played hard. He's a good player. It's just almost wrong place, wrong time. Every offense picks on James Bradberry. That's got to bother you as a player. But here's my thing. We're not in sync. The talent is almost like we're just throwing them out there and saying, play.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. No. You need to coach these guys. And another thing, not only coaching, it looks like from a motor standpoint, we ain't got it there neither. We are not as good as we think we are.
That's all not the case, I think. We're not, well, I said we talking about the Eagles. They're a good football team, but they don't have the talent as they think they do have. And I think that sometimes you can't rely on talent to win football games.
Yeah.
You got to go with all your talent. But you've also got to get into the schemes and everything of the coaches. And then also comes back to the practices.
Yeah.
I mean, how you practice it? I mean, for tackling.
As far as like we said, the details in the little things. And here's another thing about it, right? Sometimes you want your defense to get turnovers. Early in the season, I hate that because they are rival Cowboys. They were taking the ball away, right? They took the ball away from literally fumble, intercept, whatever it was, run, bland, pick sixes. I don't even look for that anymore. I just look for please get off the field on third down. I can't ask for picks. I can't ask for fumbles. We're not going to get those. We're barely going to get a pass rush. All right, that's defense. Now let's move to the offense. We paid Jalen Hurts this offseason. He should have been paid. We move our quarterbacks coach up to offensive coordinator, Brian Johnson. His play calling is not good. Nick Sirianni says, well, it's my plays, so you put it on me. Well, whoever fault it is, he's calling the plays out there on the field. And you want to say Jalen Hurts has regressed a little bit, that's fine. He's not playing as well as he did last year. But I can also make the argument he's not put in the best positions neither to make plays. Come out, was it 2-3 straight games? I remember we played, I got it right here, the Niners, and it was the Bills. Jalen was dropping back right away. Didn't hand Swift the ball one time. Another guy, he was talking about DeAndre Swift. We got him in the draft this year, not drafted him, but traded for him in the draft from Detroit, former Georgia Bulldog alumni. And this guy has been amazing. He's been our guy all season long. He doesn't get used enough. Now, that's what we're talking about these receivers. I got a Heisman winning receiver in Devontae Smith. I got A.J. Brown, a huge, the one we talking about, one of the greatest trades I've seen so far in my life, from the Titans. It took a while to get A.J. the ball on track or whatnot.
It's like they were actually forcing him to.
It was in that, I'm telling you. When I tell folks, I've only seen one pair of quarterback receiver that can force it and work, and that was A.B. and it was Ben Roethlisberger. That was the only two that he could force the ball to him, and it worked. It don't work if it's Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. It's all a natural field. Joe Burrow kind of scanned the field anyway. Yeah. But this is my thing. Everything is predictable.
It is.
Everything is predictable. I feel like I got like the greatest offensive line in the league, probably top 5 with Kelsey leading the charge, right? But we not doing what we need to do. Everything is either a quarterback draw, everything is going to be stop routes, or AJ go win, Devontae go win. And that's so easy after a while. Like, I know talent trumps all, but I've got to put AJ in position. I've got to put Devontae in position. I got to put Jalen in position to see the field well.
Another thing, too, they don't, to me, even when Jalen got that pick 6, they had got down there with the 20. With the 20.
Yeah, we was in field goal.
And the first thing we did, we dropped them back pass.
Yep.
Please run the football. When you run the football, it establishes a dominance or physicality. Mm-hmm. for some, I know you hear a lot of people say throw the ball on first down. I get it, and you can throw the ball first down, but you ain't got to drop back. You can throw some screens, get you some screens involved. They don't use the screen that much, and that.
Oh yeah, we do, but it's when it's third and long, they run and everybody know it's coming.
It's the water. I'm talking about to the running back. They do a lot of the wide receiver screens, and I mean, but run the ball, but they don't run the ball enough for me. I mean, I think if you run the ball, I think what it was, it would help Jalen. It would help him to actually probably open up the field a little bit more if you run the ball more. And they're taking him as he's Joe Montana and say, go back there and beat him with your arm. Which Jalen had progressive passing, but I think when you just sit him back there in the pocket, I think you take away some advantages that they do have with his legs.
Yeah.
Because I know his legs are bothering, but he's still good enough where he's a threat with.
Yeah. He is. And we just like go 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. And I think Swift is 1,000-yard back where he's about to be.
He's about to be
quietly, like, and I'm just like, this guy has been the key for us. Lean on his running game. We beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers running the ball. We beat the Vikings early in the season running the ball. Like, do these things. And we got 2 guys back there that can run initially.
And I'm going to say that right here. I know you get on me about this a lot. I think quarterbacks should be on the center more than they do. I think when you put a quarterback on the center and you get your a running back and get you a guy that play fullback, it makes the offensive line, it gives them that like pride that I'm finna go in there and mush somebody.
Yeah.
That's just like when they do the
touch push.
That's part of it. You get the man in the center.
Yeah.
Get him on the center more. And then once you do that, you can do some things off of it. You can do a whole lot off that guy in the center. That's one of the reasons that the 49ers are as good as they are.
Right.
Because they put Purdy on the center quite a bit. Put your guy on the center more.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, next matchup, we got the Cardinals. I think we should get the win against the Cardinals. But we got to come to a realization, man. Like,
you should get the win.
We should get the win. We barely got this one.
There's big plays to be made on the defense.
Yeah, it is. And so, you know, Kyler Murray ain't no joke. And here's the thing. So I think we should get the win, right? We should be favored to get it. Don't expect it to be pretty because it's not two things. But my thing is where I still got a little bit of hope for the Eagles, right? If you stay healthy, knock on wood, have you. My hope is that with us is that we start to figure it out in the run and then we drain the clock. Because I've seen us do it. If we don't sit up there and start getting pass happy, because we beat ourselves. 49ers, they beat us. Okay? Cowboys, they beat us. But we beat ourselves a lot of times. I would like to see how it be if we did a game like we did against the Vikings. We ran the ball like 10 straight times. We're almost about ready to wrap things up here. Let's talk about the MVP. Right? You know what? You know, it has been a thing about stats and whatnot. Of course, this season, at one point, Jalen Hurts was the favorite. At one point, Tua was the favorite. Tyreek Hill, Chris McCaffrey is still in there. Brock Purdy, Lamar Jackson. But up until this past Monday night, it's now favorite Lamar Jackson. Oh, Josh Allen's in there as well. Dak Prescott. You know. So let me just ask you. Let's just go. I know you're an eye test guy, right? Just based off of what you've seen. Who is your MVP?
Well, right now you probably have to be Lamar, even though he don't have guarded numbers at all. But nobody has guarded numbers. There are teams that have good numbers. Tyreek was training there, but he lost. He hurt his ankle. Yeah. That knocked him down. Christian McCaffrey. Can you say he's still in there?
I'd say he's still in there. You just because he had what? He had a good game the other night.
He
had one big run.
Yeah,
so he still did enough to keep his name in the conversation.
Yeah, in the conversation. He's not putting up gaudy numbers for a running back to keep.
Right.
So if you're anybody other than the quarterback, you got to put up just gaudy numbers. Mm-hmm. And this would have been the year to do it for some reason. No quarterback is putting up gaudy numbers.
Yeah, they're not going crazy.
So so I think it is Lamar because Purdy later age. I mean, he just goofed it up. And the thing with Purdy, who I think is a good football player, he's not a guy you can say will go out and win a football game and everything else. And he's not a playmaker. Yeah. He's not a different maker.
Right.
But Lamar's a different maker. Lamar won that game for them on the offensive side. It's a saying they say about Lamar. He's a two-play guy. Because I think what they mean by that is you, he can hold he'll create so much with his leg that when he give you another play.
Yeah.
So I think right now, even though you have guarded numbers, I think you might have to go with Lamar. Because I mean, I guess if Tua beat him, Tua might be the second up because Purdy, I think after the game gets straight up against Lamar. I don't think
Purdy's
he's
out of
in the mix right now. So
I like Lamar and McCaffrey. I really like McCaffrey. I'm not gonna lie. I do want somebody else other than the quarterback to win it. But I mean, the consistency is just crazy for me when it comes to McCaffrey. Everything he's been doing this year. I mean, it's not like he's not really falling off or anything like
no,
that.
he hadn't fallen off.
You know, matter of fact, while we got a second, let me just look up see his numbers off this year, right? Altogether, he's had on this year 258 carries, 1,395 yards, 14 total touchdowns, 63 receptions. You know, and so I like.
Let's see.
537. So I think he got like 21, 22 touchdowns altogether, pass. So
those are very good numbers, but I didn't got it.
But nobody, that's what you said. That's my thing. Nobody has guided numbers. But I feel like these numbers are better than Lamar's numbers. These numbers are better than Tua's numbers, Josh Allen's numbers, Brock Purdy numbers.
But Josh Allen, I don't think he's in it.
You think Josh Allen? Dak Prescott, not. No hurts. So that's what I'm saying. Why can't this year be? And he's, normally he would have to like 2,000 yards. But we talk about most valuable too. When he's been to the 49ers, scored a touchdown in every game but one, and they tried to get him one in there. So
my thing was he had to put up guarding numbers.
He had 100 yards on Monday. He still had 100 yards.
Like a 50-yard run. I think it like the touchdown run was like 13 yards. So he had most of the yards right there. Too big. But my thing was he had to put up some guarding numbers.
Do we this year?
He had very good numbers. Very good numbers. For all these guarding numbers.
But nobody has it.
But here, that's the thing though. If you put guarding numbers, he wins. See, that's what I'm saying. Because no other quarterback will put up numbers.
Yeah.
So his numbers are very good. Very good. But he needed some outstanding guarding numbers. He would be if he had those, let's say he was on target to get 2,000 rushing yards, let's say 700 receiving yards. I think he gets it. I really do.
So you don't think he gets it because the
numbers? I think because they're great numbers, but they're not gaudy. They're great numbers. Don't get me twisted when I say they're great numbers, but they're not gaudy. These are probably numbers that something that's out of this world.
Right.
So I think if he had that, he would get it.
So if it's not him, then I guess I would say
I feel Lamar. Now Tua can come. Maybe Tua can. If Tua win the game against Lamar, maybe he can actually take. Even though are they leading that division? They lead the division.
Dolphins, I think they are.
Yeah, so
definitely not the Patriots. And, Buffalo situation.
Yeah. So if he can, if Tua can have a good game against Baltimore, because don't they play Buffalo again?
Who?
Miami.
They should, yeah. I believe so. And Miami too, yeah.
If he have a good game against Buffalo, he might get it. I think he might get it.
That's an interesting point. That's a good point, actually, though. So I guess we're saying coming down to Lamar too.
Lamar too, I think so. I think Lamar too.
It's gonna be interesting. I think Lamar was for some reason just starting to feel like. But Tua's been this team. The Dolphins are a lot better, right? So,
no quarterback putting up guarding numbers. Like I said, actually, Purdy had some pretty decent numbers, but after Monday night, you drop him down. No quarterback putting up these just super duper numbers. So that means you have to go with Lamar, because what he has done for this football team is big moments. So
to me, we're narrowing it down to Lamar or McCaffrey.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it is. And probably 2 of them all.
Yeah, that's right.
We're going to see what happens. All right. We're going to start rounding things out here. My first ever official episode of Zach Jones Podcast with a question that me and Dad have been talking about this off camera. All right. We all know Tyreek Hill. I mean, my goodness. Super fast. I think the fastest guy with football is saying. But that's what this question leads to. We all know Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, right? So let's take it back before Coach Prime, which is prime time, right? And the discussion led, like, who is faster with a football in their hand? And so Dad says Dion, I say Tyreek Hill because for me, I used to be a huge fan of Odell Beckham, and when he was with the Giants before the injuries and stuff, I used to think he was the fastest guy. You know, him and like Chris Johns and stuff like that. But then I saw Tyreek Hill, I was like, no, this guy, right? So Dad was like, what's that, 40 times? So I got it right here. Tyreek Hill's is 4.29, and Dion's is 4.27. So about 2 seconds.
That's
You know,
the same.
About the same. Okay, so who do you think? Well, I know you think Dion is fast with football, and I think
I
Tyreek's fast.
think
Why do you think
I
it's
think
Dion?
it's Dion because it's kind of like Tyreek. Let me refer to Tyreek. Tyreek is so fast to where he can run and run by you and still put the deuces up.
Yeah,
Most guys run around you just trying to get to the end zone.
right.
And when he catches football, he bags up. Dion, remember, he used to pick the ball off. And I don't think nobody ever came close to him for a pick six. He picked the ball off and do that high step.
Yeah.
White guy chasing him. White guy chasing him.
I'm not saying
Look at him,
that's
how he-
impressive, clearly.
So,
Yeah, but
I mean, if somebody says Tyreek, I ain't gonna be mad about it, whatever. I think it might be Dion. It could be Tyreek. I think it might be Dion. I really do.
I think
So
it's Tyreek. I've seen Tyreek 2 or 3 years ago chase his own teammate down. Something Williams, he was a running back for the Chiefs at the time. Was it Dan?
I remember that.
And he just, chased him down. Like, he was like 30 yards ahead of him. He just caught up to him and ran with him and really could have ran past him. But he said he just caught him to let him know you're not faster than me, right? And I think about that, I'm like,
Well, you're right about that.
could
But Dion, on that aspect, is the only defensive back could let a receiver get in front of him and make the quarterback think he's open and chase the ball down and catch up to him.
that's special.
I mean, we can go either way with this. I think
that's what I'm saying.
I think we're probably gonna agree to disagree on this one.
Yeah.
More likely.
Yeah, let us know what y'all think in the comments, man.
So-
Let us know what y'all
So,
think.
I mean, that's my phone.
But it really, I mean, you had to turn that thing off, man.
Oh, well, my phone.
Goodness. How many transitions I had to put in this good of you? You gotta tell my ear. But yeah, we
I mean, if Tyreek is fast, I mean,
with
it
the
was
foot, I said with the
surprising.
football in the hand.
Surprised me. I done seen Dion. I done seen Tyreek too. Like I said, I ain't hate on none of his speed. We've seen what this man do with his speed. But I also want to see what Dion has done too with the football in his hand and out of his hand. Like I said, he catch the football, pick it off, and then he going on the sideline, put his hand behind his head like that. How many
yards are we
running
out?
away from people? Huh?
How many yards are we at? Because my guy has stuck the deuces up like at the 10, 15 yard line.
Well,
So how many yards are we at? 10, 25? Like what?
I mean, I've seen him do it from the 40-yard line.
No.
Now, to keep in mind now, when he done it, he picked the ball off at the 10 and took it back the other way. And he started doing it then, but that's different. But,
Yeah.
but it's different.
Well, I mean, you remember last year, you see Tyreek Hill and the ball that fumbled when they playing the Chargers. And he saw it pop out. He picks it up. He rounds out the entire team, both teams, and goes all the way. And I'm like, that was like a little bit not past midfield, like behind midfield, I would say.
Well, I'll give you this. He's more quicker in space than Dion.
Could Dion catch the ball and go backwards? Could he do that?
He's done it before, but like I said, I'm gonna say that he's more quicker in space than Dion. He's quicker than Dion. Cause I ain't seen nobody catch football, turn around, look at people, and take off. I ain't never seen nobody do that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think he's more quicker than Dion in space. Because Dion is bigger than you, tall.
Yeah.
So I ain't never seen nobody just get the ball and move around, just get in space like he do. He catch it and like ain't no picking up speed or slowing down. He catch it and he accelerates. So I think he's quicker in space than you. I give you that.
All right, quick in space. All right, well, that's right. We agree to disagree. And we want to thank you all for joining us on the first ever episode. Clap it up, man, for the Zach Jones podcast. We're back. We'll be doing this weekly. You know, sometimes that'll be at work. It'll just be me. Sometimes it'll be DJ who come in, or sometimes we'll have some guests. That's the plan there as well.
That's the plan.
To have some guests, so you have a good time.
Had a great time. Glad to be here.
Hey man, glad to have you here. It's like I said, our first episode, man. So of course we just gonna keep things. I hope that like the backdrop we got. It took a lot of work to get this here, but
Yeah, it look nice.
we here now,
It
man.
look really nice.
Oh God, man.
Clap it up
Please.
for you.
Yeah, man. Of course, man. I made
Good
this stuff.
job.
Thank you. Great job to you.
Good job.
And this right here, this will be on YouTube. I'm trying to get on Spotify, iTunes, so you can listen to it if you want to again. And also, you can look at it as well and things like that. So it'll get
I
going.
didn't get used to that looking at Paul.
The looking at well, actually, this is just gonna be on YouTube because we didn't record this one off the phone. Actually, this time the audio. We'll do that next time out, and then we'll put it on Spotify and stuff like that. So it'll go YouTube in several different places. So stick with us. Follow my social medias anywhere we can. We got WBBJ Zach Jones Instagram. Then we got KidZach_sounds for just my personal Instagram. So I'll be promoting both on there. If you want to see me outside of the studio, here it is. You know what I mean? You want to see me get mad? Here it is. So all that take place. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all have a great one.